I track every single dollar in the month of January, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what I spent and what I'll do differently. Let's get right into it. Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. If you're returning, welcome back. Now, you know your girl got to stay on task. I want this video to be 20 minutes long. I'm going to be sharing with you what I spent in January, basically, and I budget by categories. I have 7 different budgeting categories, although I forgot to put one on here. But I have 7 different budgeting categories, and this is typically how I spend my money. From the most priority to the least priority is how I list them out. So starting off with the most priority, which is my savings, because anytime that I get a little bit of money, it's going to automatically go to savings first. So within my savings, I have retirement, investing, and my Roth IRA. Each one of those have its own account. With my retirement, that money actually comes out of my paycheck before money is even deposited into my account. My investment, I do 5% of my paycheck. I'm actually thinking about upping it to 7%, but y'all let me know in the comments what you think about that. Being that I do also have a Roth IRA with Fidelity outside of my job, and I'm actually using that to do my own personal investing. So I don't know, I might leave my investing with my job at 5% because I do get that full match from my company at 5% as well. And I may take the extra money that I actually have and put it in my Roth IRA. So I would love any suggestions on that because I am new to this, like investing, Roth IRA, that type of thing. So all of that is on automated draft, which is going to be the same amount that I actually budget for, which is $1,006.92. The next category is my home category. And this is where it actually shocked me, y'all. So with my mortgage and utilities, y'all know I have a set account for just that because I need to know if anything was to happen, all of this other stuff might gotta stop. I need to be taking care of the most important things. And my mortgage and utilities, I budget $17.50 for that. That comes out on the first of the month, or I transfer that amount on the first of the month, and that takes care of all of my bills. They take care of my mortgage payment, the light bill, the water bill, the internet, the cable, all of that type of stuff. Then we have life insurance, short-term disability, phone, and then aftercare for my son. So for life insurance, of course, that's the same amount every single time. Sometimes it goes up because it did literally went up after years of me paying $11. It has now went up to $13, but I already know about that. So $13 there. Short-term disability is the same amount every single time that I'm paid. I do it every pay period. So $82.44, but the total for the pay period was $164, not pay period. The total for the month was $164.88 for my phone bill. Now, usually this has been fluctuating. It's been around, I budget $145, but it actually was $140.80. And I don't necessarily have like a same amount because sometimes it's $142, sometimes it's $143. It's that type of thing. Sometimes it's $141. So I'm just going to keep budgeting at the $145 just so I can give a little bit of wiggle room. Not a whole lot, but a little bit of wiggle room in there. Now, this is what actually shocked me, and this is the aftercare fee for my son. So I thought that I was gonna have to pay $840. However, when I went to the building to make payments and stuff like that from, snow days, him being out of school for the Christmas and holiday weeks and stuff like that, when I wasn't up there to make a payment, they said I didn't actually have to pay. So what I actually budget for and what I actually had to pay is totally different. I save a little bit of money there. And then on today, because today is January 30th at the time of filming this video, and today I actually have to make a payment. And when I went online to make a payment, instead of it being $120 like it usually is, it was $100. So I'm hoping that maybe every week it goes back down to $100, but they are so iffy when it comes to prices. It's just so 1 minute or a few months it may be a set price, and then a few months later they changing the price and stuff like that. So it's really hard for me to kind of like really know what's going on with the aftercare. And I'll just be so happy when my son don't have to really go to the aftercare facility anymore, so I can save that little bit of money. Really, he's not really going right now anyway because he plays basketball, but when basketball season is over, of course he's gonna have to be going back there. But right now, since he's playing basketball, he stays after school and I just pick him up from there. So it's just like a waste of money, really, to be completely honest, at this point, since he's playing basketball. Now, for the home category, I budgeted $2,912.88, but I ended up spending $2,408.68. So save around, about $500 there. Now, with my food category, y'all know your girl can eat up a budget, but I'm trying to be really intentional when it comes to my money, and I have been really intentional. So far, so good. I actually got a notification or email from Nerd Wallet. If you do not have Nerd Wallet, basically you just link your accounts, and as you spend money, it actually like give you some motivation. It tells you what you spend. They actually emailed me and said, hey, you spent less money this month than you did last month, and I was super excited about that because I am trying to be intentional with my spending, and I'm trying to stay within my budget on all of my categories. So with food, I budgeted $300, and I ended up spending $295.42, which was a little bit close to it, but I've been checking in with my finances. I've been doing a really good job with monitoring how much I have left remaining in the budget. I haven't been ripping and running to the grocery store every single week, so that has really helped out. We've been eating what we already have in the freezer, in the refrigerator, and stuff like that, so that has been happening as well. Now for transportation, I budgeted $300, and I ended up spending $239.82, which is, I'm shocked by that because, like I said, my son goes to basketball and he has tutoring. I don't know if I mentioned that, but and he has tutoring as well. So I'm doing all of this ripping and running. Picking him up from practice and taking him to tutoring, then from tutoring, then we're going home, instead of me usually with picking him up from aftercare and then we're going home. So we're making more stops. However, we're not spending a whole lot of money. So I have been really intentional with that too, with knowing, okay, do I got plans this month, or do I have a whole lot going on? Maybe I need to up the budget or whatever like that, because in December I came so close to my transportation budget that I did raise it to $300, because usually I would budget $60 a week for gas, but I said, you know what, we need to up it some more because we have been doing a lot of traveling with the back and forth and to practices and to games, even games. I forgot about mentioning that, going to basketball games and also going to tutoring. So $239.82 was actually spent on transportation. Now we come down to subscription, which I forgot to add that in there. I didn't realize that until it actually came out of the account, because I thought I had canceled all of my subscription, because majority of my subscription, or the ones that I had remaining, were pretty much ones that could be transferred over to the business account, like my Google storage, like my iPhone storage, those type of things. However, I forgot that your girl got 2 emails that is full. So my Just Call Me Nikki email, that was transferred over to my business account, so the business expenses actually take care of that. But I also have a personal email for like when the school contact me, when I'm filling out job application, those type of things, a professional email basically, and that one is full too, and I pay $199 for additional storage over there. So I forgot all about that one. I'm gonna keep that one on this account because that's not like a business email or anything like that. That's something for the school to reach out to me, doctors to reach out to me, that type of stuff. So that was $1.99 on subscriptions. Now, planned spending, in that planned spending, I budget for my chiropractor. If you do not know, I go to the chiropractor. Y'all know I was suffering with back pain. As you can see, your girl can move around now. I'm not in any pain as of yet. Some days it's a little bit different. Some days I wake up and I'm in pain, but most days I am good to go. I can move around. I can do things. I can kind of like have fun. I can, I can get the moving basically. And that I'm on a 6-month plan. So every single month I pay $459.83, and I can't wait to get rid of that payment. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like a car note. That's like a car note, but I'm not gonna complain because guess I'm not in any pain. I was going to the physical therapy as well. I thought that they was going to charge me. However, I haven't received the bill in the mail, so I'm just going to count that as a blessing. That helped out as well, but doing both and, continuously seeing someone every single week, because now I'm at the point where I just go to see her every single week. It has literally been helping me, and like I said before, I'm not in any pain. Some days I am, but majority of the days I am not, and I feel like it's worth the $459.83 because that back pain that I had where I couldn't get up out the bed, I couldn't put my clothes on, couldn't put on any socks, and had to go to the emergency room. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. So I'm done with this 6-month plan in March. So that will be my last time making a payment. Now I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue on some type of monthly plan, but it would definitely not be the $459.83 because your girl need to go back to saving majority of her money and not, you know, throwing it out. I also budget for birthdays, but I didn't actually move any money over or didn't buy any gift in birthday. So I'll probably just do that in February. The birthday that I have coming up is at the end of February. So I still do have time or whatever, but I didn't spend any money on birthday gifts. I also budget $250 for myself to do whatever it is that I want to do. You know your girl can eat up a budget. You know your girl love frappes. You know your girl love her a smoothie bowl. I said I was going to get me a Ninja blender this time. Matter of fact, I posted a video on Facebook asking people which one I should get. So I got to go back and look at those comments to see which one, because I didn't realize there are so many different blenders. But I ended up spending $201.63 because yes, your girl been having a little bit of fun. Your girl been doing a little bit of shopping. She have been just living her best life with her fun money. Now I also put aside $50 for my son, but this time nothing came up this month, so no money spent for him. I also budget extra savings. So I have a high yield savings account. I've been telling y'all that since I don't know when, and I wanted to start back contributing to this high yield savings account, even though I'm focusing on investing this year because that's my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal this year is to focus on the investing, but I still want to get that tangible, that touchable type of money in the high yield savings account. Something that I can, if something goes wrong, I can swipe a card or I can, you know, go to the ATM, take that money out. With the investment, it's going to be a little bit harder to kind of like do that. So I decided to, you know what, try to do at least $300 a month in my high yield savings account, and I'm happy to announce that I was able to do $300 this month. So I'm super excited about that. So for my planned spending, I spent $961.46 in that category. Now for my miscellaneous / unplanned spending, now I did budget $470.37 because that's what was just left in the budget. I do what is called a zero-based budget, and I take my income and I subtract all of my bills and expenses, and I get that number down to a zero, and that allows me to see exactly where every dollar of my money is actually going. And I had a little bit of miscellaneous spending. So in my miscellaneous spending, my website hosting, I don't know if y'all are familiar with Bluehost. I forgot that I'm actually signed up on a 2-year plan or whatever. So every 2 years they deduct my account with the fees or whatever for my website. I have a blog called Just Call Me Nikki, where I'm trying to transfer that over to just a personal finance blog or whatever. It right now it's I guess you would call it a lifestyle blog. It has fashion stuff on there, sneakers, it has budgeting, it has gift ideas, those type of things on there. But eventually I'm gonna transfer that blog strictly over to a personal finance blog, and I'm gonna allow these YouTube videos and the blogging to kind of like work together. The videos that I post over here, I want to also do a written version of that, because some people want to read, some people want to look at a video, and I'm just trying to meet people where they at. Y'all know how I feel about that. You got to meet people where they at, and that's exactly what I want to do. So I'm going to have the YouTube channel. I'm going to have a written version of my YouTube channel within my blog. I just got to get through all of the videos and go back and write some stuff. So that actually came out $181.07, but best to believe that that is going to be transferred over to the business account, and that's going to become a business expense because it is. So the total spent in January, what I spent in January is $5,395.36, which all of that money wasn't spent. Of course, I saved $1,000 of that. Then I also saved an extra $300 of that. So all of it wasn't just spending money. But what would I do differently? The only thing that I would do differently is basically really be looking at what is actually coming out of the accounts. As you can see, I forgot to put the subscription down there, so that was my bad. I need to be paying attention to what is actually coming out of the accounts, and I need to be paying attention to what I'm actually writing on these worksheets, so I can, I can have everything accountable. Same thing with the subscription actually coming out of the account with this Bluehost and this website hosting and stuff like that. So I gotta be very careful with what is coming out of the account and monitoring those type of things, because those little sneaky little transaction can just pop up on you, and if you didn't have any money over there, it can cause an overdraft fee, and it can cause things to just get out of whack. That's why I always try to leave money in my accounts, because you just never know what may happen. We are human beings. Sometimes I forget things. Sometimes you just don't remember. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to be caught out here with an overdraft fee, and then all of your whole entire budget is just going down the drain, because now everything is just all thrown off. So always leave a couple of $100s in your account just in case. But that's all for this video. Let me know down below in the comment section, how much did you spend in January, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.